Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with occasional review. Today's video is going to be a continuation of 1 month in my Jibun Techo challenge. So we're going to focus on the days since today is March 2nd, and I'm going to have to clear my throat a ton because I'm awake but my voice is not, and it needs to just get it together. So there's that. Here we go. I brought this in because I need to finish this today, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But I read here in my office on my new futon just to kind of get out of my room. And I need to get that book done today. All right, so I'm going to focus on, throughout this challenge, stopping at every single one of these tabs so that I don't miss things, because sometimes I don't open sections and then I miss stuff or I forget about stuff and it's a problem. So I am going to work on that throughout this month. So I did go ahead and already write some things down. These are like more or less repeating tasks, and I just like to use the Frankenlog system to track those things. I have written some things on sticky notes just so I can move them either throughout my planner or on my writing board, so that if they're on here I can see them no matter what section I am on. Down here, I think I'm going to decide after today. I might have to go ahead and do some kind of little chart for each book I'm reading, just so I can have something to check off. That doesn't work on the monthly where I keep track of stuff. It just didn't work that way, but if I do something that's kind of a little bit cutesy and creative, I don't know, it just helps my brain. So I'm going to work on that. So check, I have stopped here. I don't need to do anything here. Next section, appointments. On the monthly calendar, I've written in some here, including basketball starting mostly at 6 p.m. tonight, so I know that I have to get everything done by then. Yeah. Also, I'm going to try really hard not to eat any dairy, if at all, today, because I think that's part of what's going on with my throat. I've been eating too much dairy. Yeah, and it's causing me to have cotton mouth, and it's just awful and not fun. So there's that. Does that happen to anyone else? Let me know down below in the comments. These are great things to talk about. Anyway, so yesterday I did everything but two things, the Duolingo and vocab, which are two things I really need to get back into. So today I'm going to focus on trying to figure out some things that are going to help me get to these two tasks easy enough that it doesn't seem like a chore. I mean, honestly, I just ran out of time because it was a beautiful day yesterday, and yeah, there's that. So I've looked at this. Okay, next section is today. So this is what yesterday looked like. Very nicey nice. Okay, so Into the Water is the book I'm reading right now by Paula Hawkins. We talked about this. The Girl on the Train author. This book is about sexual assault, and it's somewhat heavy, and I don't know, it just makes me sit down every single day, every time I sit to read it, and it puts me in that headspace, and it's kind of effing depressing, and it's been beautiful outside, and I just don't want to be depressed. So I'm going to get through this book and move on. It's beautiful in the way it's written. It's very cool. It's a little bit like, I wouldn't recommend this in an audiobook, because I started off in the audiobook and then had to go to the library and get the physical book because I tried to listen to an audiobook and read a physical book. I like an audiobook because that means that I can move around, do chores like dishes and things, and still retain stuff. But here is how many different POVs are in this book, and I was just getting lost and confused, so I wrote them down yesterday, and then I wrote a little note to myself that, every single day talking about trauma and sexual assault makes me go to that place. Not a good headspace. So I think it would work in a movie or a TV series. I would be perfectly fine, but having to sit and slowly read it is just a little too much for me right now. So I need to get it done. I'm halfway through the book. I'm just going to do it. So I made notes about my day. Also, this is a spread meaning 2 pages for those people who are new, because sometimes people ask me that and I'm like, oh, I forget that I'm supposed to tell people things like this. I just assume everyone knows, because usually I'm the last person to know. Anyway, so a spread is considered 2 pages, and the way it works for me is like, I didn't mark off this or this yesterday because I blew them off it was a beautiful day and I went outside for a really long walk and I spent a lot of time outside, got some much needed vitamin D, and I don't regret any of it. So I don't mark them off because on a spread I can see that they're still open. So normally what I can do two things. Number one, I can just check it off if I do it here, or I can write the day. So I can write 2 here so that I know that that's when I got it done. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'm just not going to write things twice. Now, if it happens that I don't get these things done and I'm on the 3rd, they still need to get done, then I will go ahead and I will rewrite them for this spread. Otherwise, I just don't see the point. You know what I mean? This is lazy planning, whatever. And I'm okay with the space being empty because I don't have anything to put there. I mean, I do, but I'm not gonna, whatever. Okay, so what I'm gonna do over here is work again on what I mentioned, which is Duolingo and vocabulary. And because I think the things that are gonna help me with that are gonna take more than one day, I'm probably going to use sticky notes in order to write them down instead of actually writing them on this day, because I'd have to flip and keep referring to this date, and I'm just not going to do that. So it's just easier for me to write them on sticky notes and move them either page to page or, again, like I mentioned, onto my writing board so I have them no matter what section of my planner I am on. Okay, so currently I'm using the Sarasa Vintage. I can't remember what this is called, but it's a really pretty plum color. Okay, so we might all do vocabulary differently. One year I had, do I have them? I'm looking in my office. I don't see them. They might be in my room on my bookshelf. I had a set of vocab words. They were like, I don't remember, it was like 1,000 words you should know. And I did that challenge like halfway through and I kind of quit, and I was kind of doing some of the words, so I can go back to that. But mostly when I'm watching a TV show, a movie, just TV or YouTube in general, and I hear a word and I'm like, I've never heard that before, or I love that word, I should be using that more in my writing, I will look it up and then I'll take a screenshot and it just stays in my phone forevers and evers until I clean it off. So I have just an obscene amount of the vocabulary that I left from last year when I cleaned off my phone, and then from the last 2 months of this year, and I just need to transfer them onto the page. So it's something I can't do in a day because there's a lot probably, and I don't have the sitting time and I have other things to do. But I would like to take, again, a few minutes, like what did I write down for vocabulary? At least 10 minutes each day until it's all done. I think that's doable, and sometimes, of course, this is just the minimum amount. If I have 30 minutes, then I'll do 30 minutes, and that's okay. So, cell phone is what I should write here. And I want to do vocabulary. I need to get rid of it. So, vocab. And then I also need to get rid of my niece's videos. So, this is from basketball season, so every once in a while when she'd be put in like for a minute or 2 minutes or even like a whole quarter, I would film. And it wasn't for every single game because sometimes I would forget and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing this. And I just wanted to do it, you know, for myself and also for her in the future. No one asked me to, but I have a bunch of videos on my cell phone and it's taking up space, and I should probably put those onto my laptop and then, you know, I have to transfer them into my hard drive. So that's like a process, and that means I can't listen to my audiobook on my phone and I can't watch anything on my laptop when I'm doing that. So I need to charge my iPad. It is dead. So that's something, I'm just going to write that here. Charge iPad. And that way I can watch something there. I'm watching this really nice YouTube series on the Ukraine right now. So I'll probably do that educational video while this is happening because I have the slowest internet and it takes me a long time to transfer even a small video file. It's so annoying. All right, the next thing I need to do is screenshots. Okay. This always reminds me of my friend Jen from Planner Chickie. She had this one video that made me laugh for like a straight 20 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Where she was like, oh, past Jennifer, future Jennifer doesn't understand your notes. Same thing. Like, I take screenshots of things that sometimes I understand, and then it's like a random thing. Maybe I was trying to focus on, oh, this is a really great title. Maybe I was trying to focus on, this is a YouTuber I should be watching or a video I want to watch. I don't know what I was doing. And I just have these screenshots and I'm like, what am I looking at, Sylvia? I don't know. So I need to go through my screenshots and delete them for the past 2 months, because I did do that at the end of 2021. It was a hot mess. I waited till the end of the year, not doing that again. In 2 months shouldn't be too bad, but it's still rough. I should probably do it at the end of each week. See if I can get that together. Okay, I usually take pictures of book suggestions. Oops. And I do have a page and a spread in here for that in this planner, so they should be easy to transfer over. Sometimes I'm watching like book reviews or, you know, books that I ate for the month videos, and then I'll see a book or I hear them talking about it. I'm like, oh, that's great. I want to try that out, and I'll just take a screenshot. So that's a hot mess. Also, movie and TV. Those need to be looked up, and I need to see what app or service they're on, and then go ahead and write them on the page that they go on so that I know. And then what else did I need to do? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, YouTube. So this is usually channels that I want to shout out or I watch, and I'm like, oh, this is a great person, I should mention them, and then I forget to do that. I need to start writing that down either on my daily pages or somewhere where I can find that, because it's important to give good suggestions on good planning and YouTube channels in general. The other thing I need to do, and this can actually go here, is writing prompts. I need to go ahead and either make them, I usually make them on sticky notes, print them out, and then I have them every single day for, or just like, maybe I'll print out 4 or 5 for the entire month. Since I'm trying to write more, and one sticky note might take me a week or so, depending on how large the short story is, but I just need to print out like 4 or 5 for this month, so I have them. And then what else? Dialogue. Okay, I wanted to work on dialogue in my free writing, but I don't think I need a sticky note for that. So these are the things I think are going to get me going with the vocab. So what am I going to do about Duolingo? That has become a situation. Okay, so just checking this off or marking this off is not, it didn't work yesterday. I doubt that's going to work today. I have to schedule it in. All right, so I'm going to schedule in specific time for Duolingo. So right here at noon, either before or after I eat lunch, I'm going to have Duolingo. Let's do it right here. And I want to do 20 minutes. Jade is also going to be here today, so if I miss this, let's see, 1, 2, it's early release day. So I'm going to write in, I'm going to move this down actually. Duolingo, 20 minutes, and we can do it together because she hasn't started yet either, and she wants to. And this is for Spanish. Our goal is to be able to read Twilight in Spanish. Okay, so I've scheduled it twice, and if this is not enough, then I might have to go here and do like a little check off box or something. Also, I could do one here, these empty spaces. Something like that. Something has to happen. Something has to give. All right, so there's that. What else do I have to stop by? Notes. Actually, I needed to come back here first. Before I go, I forgot I have an inbox. So, inbox, and this is for the physical inbox. Not my digital one, and not the one I keep in my actual planner. So I need to clean this out. I should have done it at the end of February, and I didn't. I need to file anything that needs to be filed, and I need to throw out anything that needs to be thrown out. I also, this is great, so I'm going to put audio book, because other than, you know, like my chores, this is something I can listen to, that audiobook, and get it done while I am doing this. And I'm going to try really hard to pay attention to all of these POVs and see if it works, because before it was a little rougher. But at the beginning, like, you're not expecting to have this many POVs, and you don't really know the characters yet. And I feel like halfway through you know them well enough that it's okay. We'll see how it goes. That was the other thing I needed to get done, because my inbox is out of control. Sometimes in my inbox I will put things for planner purposes that I want to use. So like, I did remember that I had this is a calendar for like social media stuff. I just like to keep it back here. Just helps me to keep it separate from, I mean, I don't know, it just gets kind of cluttered when it's on the monthly. Right now it's kind of bare, but I did put basketball in. Once I write all of the basketball things in, it's gonna get filled up pretty speedy quick. So there's that. Okay, now that's everything. Now I can cut back to the other section back here. I still have not done this at all, and I need to get it done. So I'm going to put a little sticky note here, and I'm going to stick it out far so I remember that I need to transfer those things that are in the back of my Hobonichi Weeks and put them here, and that'll allow me to go through and mark off anything that's irrelevant and add anything that is new. And that is everything. Okay, so that is how I'm setting up my dailies in a spread. This is how I plan on getting back on track with new habits, and even bringing back old habits that I was sort of falling off on. And we're going to see how that goes. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.